Relatório americano sobre OVNIs detalha a dificuldade em explicá-los. Militares americanos e satélites registraram um número muito maior de avistamentos de objetos voadores não identificados do que o divulgado publicamente, afirmou em entrevista o ex-diretor de inteligência do governo de Donald Trump, John Ratcliffe. Questionado na última sexta-feira, 19, pela emissora Fox News sobre um futuro relatório do governo a respeito dos fenômenos aéreos não identificados, Ratcliffe disse que seriam revelados avistamentos desconhecidos, espalhados por todo o mundo. Segundo ele, há muito mais por aí do que vocês imaginam. Quando falamos sobre avistamentos, estamos falando sobre objetos que foram vistos por pilotos da Marinha e Aeronáutica, capturados por uma imagem de satélite e que geralmente são difíceis de explicar, uma vez que se movimentam muito rápido, em velocidades que excedem a barreira do som, sem nenhum estrondo sônico. Assista na sequência a entrevista completa do ex-diretor de inteligência do governo Donald Trump, John Ratcliffe.
John, you have seen in your role the most intelligence that anybody has seen other than the president as the director of national intelligence. And I've been wanting to ask you this next question for a while. I want to ask you about UFOs, unidentified flying objects. The Pentagon is going to come out with a report by June 1st. And in the $2.3 trillion omnibus appropriations legislation passed in January, it includes the Intelligence Authorization Act, money for the Pentagon to continue investigating UFOs. John, we're going to get this report June 1st. Can you tell us, have unidentified flying objects been seen?
Well, sure. We have lots of reports about what we call unidentified aerial phenomenon. And this actually is a program that's been in place for a few years in terms of a task force that has been there under the National Defense Authorization Act. But as you correctly point out, Maria, there's now a report that will be issued by the Pentagon, by the Secretary of Defense and the Director of National Intelligence. I actually wanted to get this information out and declassified before I left office, but we weren't able to get it down into an unclassified format that we could talk about quickly enough. But frankly, there are a lot more sightings than have been made public. Some of those have been declassified. When we talk about sightings, we're talking about objects that have been seen by Navy or Air Force pilots or have been picked up by satellite imagery that frankly engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for, or traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier without a sonic boom. So in short, things that we are observing that are difficult to explain. And so, there's actually quite a few of those, and I think that information is being gathered and will be put out in a way that the American people can see. We always, when we see these things, Maria, we always look for a plausible explanation. Weather can cause disturbances, visual disturbances. Sometimes we wonder whether or not our adversaries have technologies that are a little bit further down the road than we thought or that we realized. But there are instances where we don't have good explanations for some of the things that we've seen. And, when that information becomes declassified, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about that.
Can you tell us where it was seen?
Actually, all over the world. There have been sightings all over the world. And when we talk about sightings, the other thing I will tell you is it's not just a pilot or just a satellite or some intelligence collection. Usually we have multiple sensors that are picking up these things. And so, again, some of this are just they're unexplained phenomenon. And there's actually quite a few more than have been made public. So I think it'll be healthy for as much of this information to get out there as possible so that the American people can see some of the things that we've been dealing with.
Okay, well, that is pretty extraordinary. We so appreciate that you're talking to us about this. Can this year get any weirder? Pandemic, shutdown, UFOs. John Ratcliffe, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
You
Have
bet.
a good
Thanks,
weekend.
Maria.